everyone. Today is all about the outdoors. Nature, that is.
Wow, that's crazy. I wish I knew which podcast this was.
Today we went out in the wilderness, and we barely survived. So today we felt in the mood to be talking about some nature, and we, in a way, live in nature. What do you think about that?
I think that is very interesting, and I think it's cool that we're always surrounded by trees and a lot of all other wildlife.
All right. So the first question that I have for you guys. Oh, sorry. Welcome to my co-host today.
Welcome to my co-host.
Today, my name's John, and I'm here with my friends
Dylan
and Liam and Kayla, and my brother
Laurence.
Yes. And we felt it was fitting to invite Laurence today because he's a nature enthusiast. In fact, I've seen him climb more trees than most squirrels. Laurence, would you say you're more of an outdoorsman or an indoorsman?
That's a relative term. Oh, no, sorry. Distracted. I'm an indoorsman, but I do try to be. I think I'm more outdoors. I spend more time outdoors than a lot of people that live the same kind of lifestyle.
So what are you trying to say, Laurence?
It's a relative term is what I'm saying.
I always considered you an outdoorsman.
Okay, I do, yes. I do. I feel like I like the outdoors a lot more than most people. But at the same time, I'm not living off the land, foraging for food, hunting every day.
Would you do that ever?
I feel like I want to do that maybe once a week, one day a week. I think it'd be really cool.
There's a show called Alone, and it is about these people that survive in the Alaskan wilderness, all separated from each other, so they're completely alone. Mm-hmm. And the person who makes it the longest will get like $1 million or something like that.
Is that where you got your idea to live in Alaska?
Yes.
All right.
Not actually, but it's actually a really good show, though.
I recently camped out outside with my friend. Yes, I camped out outside. My friend said, "You want to go to the river and camp?" I said, "Cool. Where's the campsite?" "No campsite. Actually, on the side of the river, and we're just gonna put some hammocks up and make a fire and cook eggs on a fire that we make with a blowtorch, as we do." And it was actually very freeing. Well, first of all, I didn't use my phone at all. I just talked to the other person. I feel like I wouldn't want to do this alone, though. That'd be awesome. Not survival. It would be sudden death.
I feel as though it would be very therapeutic.
By yourself?
Yeah.
I'm scared of the dark.
Wait, then why did you go?
No, because I was with another person. Also, there was a fire. He asked me to follow him into the forest to get some branches, and I just, there you are.
And how did you make the fire, John?
Well, he got the branches, and I brought them to the fire from the...
So you grabbed him from his hand and brought it to... Okay.
Kayla, how would you feel about doing something like that? Leaving everything and moving to the outdoors?
I wouldn't necessarily like it, per se. It would be a cool experience to try maybe once in my life, because I'm more of an indoor person. I like the indoors, but as of recently I've gotten more into being outside a little more than I used to, because I like animals a lot and they tend to be outside.
Yes, that's true.
You got your cat, which is indoors.
Well, I have 2 indoor cats, but I did rescue a bird the other week from the outdoors.
How do you guys think you would fare having to live outdoors for the rest of your life with none of your current materials?
I feel
like starting from scratch.
If I like to say this a lot, but we have enough Canada geese to last a lifetime.
Aren't they illegal? Also, they're probably full of poop.
Well,
I always imagine them as little poop bombs.
You can still
you can think of that, but I think goose meat is pretty delicious. So if you can make a fire, if you're just out in nature, not doing anything, you gotta find yourself a goose, grab it by the neck because they're so tame. They'll let you do that. They'll hiss at you, and then you just grab it by the neck.
Unless
It would
it's
taste so
a
good
mama.
If you just roast it with some of those wild green onions, that'd be so
We
good.
have a lot of squirrels too.
No,
We have squirrels for
not
days.
this
That's
squirrel.
true.
That's like eating
We
a
do
hamster.
It's eating a hamster.
No.
We have squirrel, deer,
Not so
Canadian
much deer.
geese. Well, a fair amount of deer. There's a few like cranes around here as
We
well.
also
I've
have
noticed.
bears.
I don't know anyone
And
who
bears,
eats
yeah.
a crane.
And wait, coyotes too. Coyotes. A lot of coyotes.
You would not eat a coyote. That's like eating Scooby. Your
but
dog.
it's not. But it's an option.
It's not Scooby though.
Yeah.
No.
Or we get really desperate, we can just eat each other.
I don't like where this is
no. We are not having that conversation.
I feel as though we should have this conversation.
No.
So, out of the group,
Oh no.
who would you eat first and why?
Who wants to start?
All right.
I'm not starting.
I would.
Look at Laurence.
I,
Laurence is distraught.
I'm looking at the pitch, then the title of this episode. I'm wondering how we got here.
I would volunteer myself because I wouldn't be able to look at anybody else the same after I ate someone.
I would look at Dylan while I eat a nice, freshly caught fish from the James River.
Oh my gosh, I literally... You had me in the first half. I was like, wait a minute.
I don't like fish. I probably
Well,
would.
would you rather starve or eat it?
Well, fish are kind of gross. Also,
Okay, but I'd eat a fish over a person.
I wouldn't eat a person over a fish, but I would eat nothing. Well, no, just kidding. That's an exaggeration. But fish are nasty, and I don't ever eat them ever because you have to peel off the skin off of them.
How about the pawpaws, John? Have you ever had pawpaws?
Pawpaws?
Yeah, like the ones by the James River.
Pawpaws?
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
What's a pawpaw?
It's a kind of fruit. There's a lot of black seeds in it, but it's
Pawpaw.
yeah.
That's a made up.
It's like it looks like the size of a mango, and it has a bunch of seeds that look like black beans in it.
Are you pranking me right now?
No, I'm not. There are so many of them growing by the James River. I'm not even kidding.
Are they
They're
sister
good.
plants with the mama?
Oh my gosh. Can I ask a random question
Go ahead.
that I've been curious about?
Go.
So, like, does anyone know what how you can defer a poisonous berry from a regular berry?
You eat it.
Say that. Just see if you wake up the next day.
You give it to someone you don't really like,
Oh no.
but then if it turns out to be non-poisonous and they're survived, they say, "Yeah, thanks, man." And then your relationship has been rekindled. And if not, then they're dead. So problem solved either way. Same thing with like poisonous mushrooms.
I want to learn foraging. There's this lady I follow on TikTok who can walk in the ocean and find like seaweed that she makes into like salads and stuff, and like finds plants like walking in the backyard or like chicken of the woods of mushroom off of trees.
I thought you meant like she finds plants actually walking in the backyard. I'm like, what?
I don't know what
Well, she-
mushroom she ate.
No, she's like a professional forager, and there's like a whole community. Also, I don't like mushrooms. That's another thing.
I guess you gotta stick to geese.
I mean,
That's the only thing you can eat right here, John.
if it was a survival situation, I don't think I would be very like picky choosy about what I eat, even if I didn't like it.
I would eat it, really. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, it's either I die or I live
Yes.
longer.
What's the most you guys have been in nature without any
Technology.
yeah,
A week.
where?
I went camping with some of my friends in the mountains.
Oh, that's scary though.
That was fun.
Sounds like a missing persons case.
I mean, no one got lost. I mean, we all came back alive, and you heard some weird stuff in the middle of the woods. So it's like, is it Sasquatch or is it a bear or you don't know what it is. So that's the mystery.
You know that happened on the show that I mentioned before about there was actually a guy that was sleeping in his tent and there was a bear right outside of his tent just circling it. Like
That's fun.
he said it was the most scared he ever was in his entire life.
Did the bear cuddle with him or like was he Was he big spoon or little spoon?
Bear got away. There was a guy trying to fight a bear on the show. Like, he literally made like a makeshift hatchet and was trying to walk over to where the bear was like scrounging around and was like, literally was gonna try to fight the bear. And I don't know what happened with that. He was.
Too graphic for the show.
Yes.
That was the end of the show. Like, you just see him walking towards the bear, and that's where they cut it off.
Oh no.
When I was in Boy Scout camp, I took a class called Wilderness Survival. And you had to make a tent out of sticks and leaves and then sleep in it overnight and then cook your own food with stuff that they give you. Or no, this was after we went to eat food. And so then we
go to your local IHOP.
Yeah, well, we made a tent, and I was partnered with this other guy, and he was like a foot shorter than me, so it was the perfect size for him. And then we got under there, and then my head was half of my body was sticking out of the tent, and I thought, it's whatever. And I found a nice pile of leaves to lay rest my head upon.
Oh no.
That night it thunderstormed.
Oh no.
I woke up and the rain was just falling on my face, and I was looking around, and I was like, where is everyone gonna just like go back inside to our nice little tents? But everyone was just chilling. They were like, oh, thunderstorm, I don't care. And so then I stayed there, and I just laid there as water fell into my eyeballs, and I was having like water torture constantly on my and then
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, well, then my friend over there was like chilling in his side of the tent because his whole body was covered. And then the next day, I did manage to fall asleep after it rained for like half an hour, which is still a lot to just lay there and just have rain fall on your head. But I woke up, and then I had like an itchy stomach. It was because a bunch of little bugs called chiggers had dug into my stomach and they were like in my stomach everywhere, and it was just itchy, and I had to wait till I got home, like on a 5 hours until I got home, and then I got to put nail polish remover or something on it to make them die. But it was not my favorite day ever, and then I quit the Boy Scouts that year, and that was partially one of the reasons, to be honest. I think I was
John, then why do you appreciate nature, John?
Well, I appreciate nature because it keeps me alive. I think I love...
Are there...
Out of nowhere, didn't you?
I like the parks that you get to walk around and experience nature around here. Mm-hmm. And also doing a lot of outdoor activities like fishing, boating, or doing outdoor sports and things like that. Mm. What about you guys?
Well, there's like, I have a list of like national state parks that I want to visit, and Yellowstone and Yosemite are like up there on the list. And then I think it's the same place, but the sequoia trees, the redwood forest up in Northern California, I'd like to visit that state park because those trees are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the people, like, if you see pictures of it, they look like tiny little ants.
Wow.
Nature's scary, but it's beautiful.
I think nature is pretty cool. But I wouldn't like go out of my way to go there unless I was with a friend. The only times I've gone out in nature was for like community, but not for anything that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I've never felt the urge to be like, I want to go out and have the wind in my hair as I run through the forest, having ticks bury themselves in my skin, and dirt fly upon my legs without being able to wash it off for hours, stepping in mud and getting wet socks for the rest of the trip home. Not my favorites. But I do understand your point of view, Liam, and I appreciate it. And I don't hate you.
Oh, thank you.
Kayla?
I appreciate that.
You said you've been going out in nature a little more.
Because I've started gardening more. Well, I'm trying to. And, deer. I like deer.
But they
eat my, they eat my grapes.
You should eat them.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I make some deer jerky.
No, I couldn't do it. Because, he's my little bird friend. I rescued him.
There's a bird. There's a deer. They're different.
Oh yeah, tell us more about the bird you rescued recently.
So, last week, there was a little bird sitting underneath a tree in my front yard, and it was like 7 p.m. So I thought to myself, that's strange. Usually birds sit in trees, right? When it's getting dark outside. So I walk over to it and I realize I think it might be injured. Like it couldn't fly. It would try to. It would try to, but it wouldn't get anywhere.
Mm.
So I went inside and got like a little Tupperware container to put it in with a little tiny washcloth as like a blanket. So after about an hour and a half of me like slowly trying to gain its trust so it realizes that I'm not trying to eat it, it would finally let me pick it up and I put it in a shoebox to let it sleep in there overnight. So the next morning I open up the shoebox to see if he's okay still and he flies out.
Oh.
So I'm guessing he was okay the whole time.
Wow.
And I never saw him again.
He had a crush on
You kidnapped him.
I didn't kidnap him.
He just had too much to drink and he just couldn't get into his house.
you. Wow.
The bird was like, Mom, this giant captured me, put me in a box.
I did it as solid. It was dark outside. I know birds can't really see well at night.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to get eaten by like a raccoon or a cat or something. So I put him in a box.
That's true. I mean, there are a lot of wild animals that could have eaten a bird, so it's good that you like saved him for the night.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
I'm hoping he comes back, but he never did.
Out of curiosity, has anyone else ever saved an animal?
Yes.
Other than you, obviously,
I saved a
Caleb.
turtle too.
Oh, you saved a turtle.
I
It peed in
saved
my
it.
car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah. Dang.
Man. Poor turtle.
Did you get it out of the seat?
Well, I let him sit there until I got to the next pond, and then I let him out.
No, I mean to pee.
Oh yeah.
I let it sit there.
Let it ferment. I saved a baby bird one time when I was like 12. Like my friends and I it was like a group effort. Like we like nursed it back to health for like a week, and then we go in my friend's backyard and like we released it. Like we named him Alfred. Like be free, Alfred. We like kind of like released him, and then my friend's dog came up and chomped it.
Oh no.
No.
And, like, started crunching on it.
Oh no! I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that. Oh, was the next part of the story. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really be too upset about the dog because it's a hunting dog and it hunts birds.
No.
So I was like, you're just doing what you're trained, but that is really brutal.
It's like those videos when those people release butterflies and the dogs eat the butterflies.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that like thing that they had on TV when we were kids, where it was like a net and you can actually like have your own cocoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had to like find a cocoon, but then it would hatch in the net. I always thought those were really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had those in elementary school, like 2nd grade, 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nice. Butterflies are cool.
They are cool. I like the blue ones.
The blue ones.
There used to be a garden in my right outside my elementary school, and I'll walk through there, and there'd be like, I think dragonflies always flying through there. It was always really nice because like my short little whatever my age was self would just be going through these flowers and be like, yeah, flowers, yeah, this is awesome.
Sound of music.
That
Yeah.
was very magical.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the flowers and then like the butterflies and dragonflies are flying around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like,
It's like Wonderland.
did you guys ever build forts when you were kids?
Like blanket fort.
Like
Blanket forts.
no, like outdoor.
Oh
Like
no.
no,
Wait, okay, do indoor forts count or just the outdoors?
outdoor. Like I'm talking about like outdoor nature.
We
Oh,
built,
okay.
we built igloos before.
Oh wait, Lawrence, were you there when me, John, and another friend of mine made the like big old igloo in the back of my yard?
Yeah, there
Laurence.
was that one, and then we've made box forts outside, but I don't know if that counts.
That counts.
It's a bunch of
Mhm.
boxes put together in a long chain.
Very
path.
nature.
Very nature. They were plants once.
Yeah.
They're just being
Yeah.
put back in.
You know.
We basically made a treehouse.
Mhm.
On the ground.
I got a little adventurous when I was a kid. I'd just like walk in a direction in the woods. I don't know how long. I just walk just in a direction, and I'd build like this really nice like stick fort, and then I just walk back, assuming the place where I'd just come from, and like I'd always end up back at my house.
Liam, that's the difference between you and me. We got the adventurer and we got the investigator. And I like to investigate from afar. And you like to experience. I love nature, and I think my favorite part is seeing like the life. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to see other living things. And that part I like about it.
Yeah.
When the living things interact with me, I do not like it.
Yes, unless they're friendly living.
They're never friendly.
Well, sometimes they are.
Spiders, mosquitoes.
They're
We
never
we saw a
friendly.
frog on the walk. That
That was-
frog was friendly.
He was not friendly, tried to run
Towing.
away.
He was running away. He was scared.
Yeah, that's true.
Never have I ever been going outside and stick my finger out for a little bird to land on it, and it's never come to me.
You have to keep in
I
mind.
have
though,
not, but
What?
I would do that.
Like, everything, whenever you go outside, everything in nature, and like, whether it's a plant, an animal, and
It's a threat.
microorganisms, they're all just trying to survive and
Mhm.
reproduce. That's the end goal. Trees, they don't care about anything. They just want to grow. They're just trying to survive and reproduce. Same thing with the little chipmunks, the little birds, the little ants. Everything, John. All the fungus
Yes.
spreading their spores. Fungus spreading their spores.
What about hornets?
No.
They
Hornets are the exception.
They aim to hurt.
Yes.
They
Aim
grow
to
up
kill.
and they sting people because they can.
Yes.
Did you know that sugar gliders try to run themselves into walls on
What?
purpose
What?
so then they can die?
What?
Okay.
Anyways, Dylan, I think it's time for
Wait. You're just gonna leave it at that? You're like, oh yeah, these
Sugar gliders try to kill themselves.
kill themselves.
Anyway.
Anyway, let's end the podcast.
Dylan, what is our question of the day?
Okay, so the question of the day is going to be
Is
what do you think gives nature a therapeutic quality? And why might someone pick to live in an urban setting rather than a rural setting, or vice versa? Thank you guys so much. As always, like and subscribe. Have a crabby morning.